Racism, my definition of racism, it's not based on, what I'm trying to say is this, racism is not just on race because of the color of their skin, their religion, their gender. It's all of the above. Racism is an all-around kind of discriminatory situation to me.
My definition of racism is when a person of one race tries to put down somebody else who is of a different race simply because, like, their skin color or just because of somebody else's race.
Well, racism is by definition the hating of someone else because they are different. Racism is only obligatory. It doesn't really exist. It's just something made up by people in higher power to keep others lower than their standard in society.
In some ways, yes. In other ways, it's really difficult to find out. I wish there is no such thing as white privilege. There's no such thing as black privilege. There's no such thing as Hispanic privilege. For us, it should be an all-around privilege, because we can have that instead of just one race, one gender. It'd be really helpful for all of us.
Honestly, I think that there is to a certain extent, but not to where everybody is just like, kind of trying to find it out every single time that they see somebody that is white. Like, as in, maybe in a certain area, in certain places there probably is, but I think for the most part, no.
Okay.
White privilege absolutely does exist. And the fact that people think it doesn't exist is the exact reason why it does exist. White privilege it exists, but people do not think it exists because they are ignorant to it. Ignorance is not bliss. We need to educate people based on what white privilege is and show them that they are privileged.
Well, here's the thing. People think that racism is because of their gender, because of their race. Really, racism is just a way of saying you don't understand what they're like. So, say a white man doesn't know what it's like to be a black man. They should, in my view, they should take a look. They should feel like what it's like to be in their shoes, dealing with that kind of scenario. What I think, however, how it should end racism. Just speak about it first off. See what you can do to try and stop it from happening. Stand up for what's right and what's wrong. You don't need to ignite the fire to make it much worse, because the more you do that, it gets worse and worse and worse, and it builds up until someone's gonna get hurt. It could be physically, it could be emotionally, verbally, even by cyber. We need to change that once and for all.
I believe the best way to end racism is through education and making sure that you try to be good to everybody. Like, as in, you don't have to don't try to force yourself to be nice to everybody. Like, if you're genuinely nice to people, that's it basically. Like, you don't have to pretty much don't say things that just pop up in your head about somebody. Like, don't judge people, that's the main thing. At the same time as well too, I think that if people calm down about it and really think before they speak, that's probably another way that's another way that racism will be ended in America.
The best way to end racism is through education. Education is key. The reason we have racism is because people are ignorant. They're ignorant to who they are, they're ignorant to who others are, and they're ignorant to other ways of society. And education teaches people that we are not, although we come from different views, different areas of the world, we look different and such. We're all one people. And racism is stopped through education and through having knowledge that we are not the different. We're all the same.